Welcome to the golden age of podcasting. Episode 50, Tim.
Woo woo!
All the Everything podcast.
Oh yeah.
What
This
is
is
going
this is
on?
man, this is big time. Like 50 is a big milestone for a podcast. Any podcast that you've ever listened to from the very beginning or went and backtracked or whatever, when they hit 50, that was like a big celebration. Like, okay, we did it.
And we are celebrating today.
Yeah, and we're gonna celebrate today. We're so pumped up. Plus, we are back almost literally in real time with you because we're recording a podcast on Wednesday the 15th, and a podcast comes out tomorrow on the 16th. So Billy's gonna have to turn and burn after this and edit it. We messed up our normal scheduling thing for recording earlier in the week, so we just had to get through it today. So we're excited to be in real time with you guys and not be so far behind in our lives. So I'm excited for that.
That's right. You got to do what you got to do. And yep, real time, fresh off the presses here. And, it's been over a month since we've actually been in studio together. So I'm super excited because we have a ton of stuff to catch up on. And I guess,
oh my gosh,
that's what this whole episode is about. Celebration.
Yeah, usually we usually tell everything like ahead of time, like right now. But we have so much to share, so I don't know if we can get into too much here. I will say, if you're watching, I'm wearing my Pittsburgh Steelers gear. I got my blackout hat and the Play Renegade crew neck on. And I was just at Pittsburgh this past weekend with my son, my brother, his son, my wife, my sister and her three boys. We all went to the Steelers-Browns game there in Pittsburgh. And it was amazing. We had such a good time.
Heck
We
yeah,
had good
man.
weather, and we walked like crazy.
And came back with a dub, right? Came back with a
dub, man. We're leading the AFC North. Everyone else is falling apart, so we're just gonna take it and keep going, baby.
Yeah, and it was against an Ohio team, right? It was the Browns, right?
It was the Browns, yeah. But prior to the Browns coming to that game in Pittsburgh, they had lost the last 21 straight games in Pittsburgh. And it showed because the Browns have gone through like so many quarterbacks. It showed like a little stat about it was different name like literally every year. So now they've lost 22 straight. Let's keep that streak going for next year too.
That's right. But
if we're talking sports, how are your Alabama boys hanging in? We haven't talked about that in a minute.
My guys are okay. So we came out. I don't even know if we talked about it since we recorded, since we had to do so many bulk recordings to get us through. We came out and just were terrible the first game against Florida State. Like, their quarterback had trash talked and did all these things, and I thought we were going to be hyped up. I thought we were going to come out and we were going to play that Bama ball, and it was horrible. It was devastating. It was heartbreaking. But since then, that fire has been lit under those boys. Oh my goodness, they have come out. We have won every single game since then.
Okay.
Undefeated in SEC ball play. We play Tennessee on Saturday, the third Saturday in October. So that's always a big game. Because I was raised, y'all might not know this, I was raised a Tennessee fan. So I'm probably one of the only Alabama fans that really like Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
So I always, the Peyton was my guy in the NFL and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, I wasn't super. So there's some pictures floating out there, and I'm sure my sister can put that out there of me in Tennessee shirts and stuff. Like, my dad was a huge Tennessee fan from Tennessee. But, that was actually one of the hardest things I had to ever tell my dad was that I was an Alabama fan. I was in college and stuff like that. But his fiance, she is a huge Alabama fan as well. And so that we had that, going and stuff. And I really think my dad was a closeted Alabama fan. He knew more about Alabama in, the past years than he did in Tennessee. And so I take that with me. He would always talk Alabama ball and stuff like that and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're doing great. To say all that, we just beat Missouri, who was undefeated. We beat Vanderbilt, who was undefeated and who had beat us last year, and we got all right in the world of football with that win against Vanderbilt. But yeah,
good.
yeah.
Oh, who's number one right now?
I don't know.
Who?
Just some.
Say it, Billy. Say
eh,
it.
eh.
Say it.
Well, they don't play nobody, so
Say it. Oh, since he won't say it, I'll say it for him. The Ohio State Buckeyes, my team, undefeated, number 1 in the country. Let's go. Anyhow. Billy's not happy about that statement.
We'll see. Hey, we got a lot of season left.
Yeah, that is true. It's too early to be cocky.
That's right.
Anything happens. So now we're caught up on our sports lives and things going on, but we have so much more to get into. So I think it's just, it's go time.
Let's do it.
Well, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Are you ready, my friend?
You better believe it. Let's get into all the everything, y'all.
All the everything, we've got it all. We've got it all, small, weird, or tall. So grab your snacks, sit back, don't stress. Cause Tim and Billy talk about the randomness. Formation prone to UFOs. We'll take you where the weirdness goes. It's two guys talking way too loud about stuff that makes no sense, but we're kinda proud.
Well, welcome back to yet another amazing episode of All the Everything podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Tim Sawhook, and I'm joined by the man who used to be a Tennessee fan. Now he's a bandwagon fan with Alabama.
No,
ladies and gentlemen.
No, sir. No,
ladies and gentlemen,
no,
Billy the bandwagon Parchman.
No. I refute that in the name of Jesus. I refute that. I became an Alabama fan during the Shula years. Before Coach Saban. During the down years, that's when I fell in love with the Tide. So, not a bandwagon. And Coach Saban has been there for 17 years. So, just saying,
Okay,
I put my time in. I'm not. No.
Billy is angry, Parchman, today. Billy, angry.
He's an angry elf.
He sure is. Well, anyhow, welcome to the show today, my friend.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
This is going to be a fun show. 50 episodes in.
Yeah. A lot to reflect back on. As a matter of fact, talking about reflecting back on, we have our 1-year show coming up in a couple of weeks. And we are going to take a deep dive and start reflecting a little bit back about some of the shows. We're going to have some fun with it. So putting that out there, we usually don't tell what the episode is usually ahead of time, but I think maybe we give them a little heads up to join us for our 1-year anniversary. We're going to have some fun with it, and hope you guys can join us for that one as well.
Come celebrate with us because we're super
part of
proud. Yeah, and you're part of it too. So
you are it, actually.
Yeah, we do this.
Without y'all, it's just us.
Otherwise, it's just us talking into cameras.
Yeah. It's all the stuff. So, but anyhow, so we have so much tea to spill, and like you can see on the screen if you're watching here, it says 50 Shades of Tea.
That's right.
Because we have a lot of stuff. So what we're going to do today, Billy, why don't you give them a little synopsis?
Okay. Well, like I said earlier in the monologue or prologue or whatever you call that section, the beginning part of the episode,
the beginning.
We haven't been in the studio for over a month. Like we did a ton of bulk recordings because we want to be there for you all. And we want to make sure we have that episode ready to go every week. And so we re-recorded, but there's been a lot of stuff that has happened within this last month that we just want to get you caught up with, like in our lives and stuff. And as a little tease as well, I'm just going to, so I'm going to share a story later on at the end of the episode. So you have to stick with us. And I promise you, it'll make you be like, wow, he really said that kind of thing. But here's a fair warning. If you are related to me in any way, and I'm talking to you, Joy Murphy, my mother-in-law, especially, when I give the cue, that I'm about to share whatever story I'm about to share, don't get curious. I'm going to ask you to please just go ahead and sign off. And also, if you're listening with children at that point, it's not bad. I mean, it's not something you probably want, questions about.
No, it's definitely you don't want your kids to listen to this.
But it's going to be a story that I have permission to share as well. But I'm I'll set it up. I'll queue up. You listen all the way through up until
There
that
will be
point,
a big
and
warning. There'll
and
be
then
you will know.
you sign up, and I'm going to hype it up because it'll make you go, wow, he really shared that, and so yeah,
Here's
it's
the
gonna be
thing from me is I know what he's going to share, and I've known about this for a long time. I'm not going to say anything, but I have yet to be able to talk to him about it because we've been waiting for this podcast. So I will have a lot of follow-up questions and comments,
oh
and
my gosh.
I can't wait for this. I
Yeah.
can't wait for that. So,
But yeah, if my sister's listening, or mother-in-law, or heaven forbid, my mother. So
any mothers out there?
yeah, any mother, no, we'll give you the warning to turn off the episode at that time. Okay.
Fair enough. You will know.
But tea. Yeah, we have some tea, man.
Tea
And
time.
I guess a great place to kind of start off the tea is your boys were together finally in the same place, no longer Ohio, Alabama. We flew down to almost South America, basically.
Yeah.
right on the coast, to a beautiful island of Curaçao.
Oh
Isn't that right?
man. Yeah, we went down there with what about 8 agents from our travel agency, I think, give or take. Anyhow, but we went down there, did some tours, stayed at a Sandals Resort down there, and Billy and I actually got to be together and hang out in person. And Billy, I'm sure you have some B-roll of some things we did there. I haven't seen any of it come up yet, but maybe that will come out when you need to put something out there on social media. Yeah, it was a beautiful place. It was gorgeous. I can't wait to go back there sometime. But being able to hang out in person, and everybody who travels with us, they're like, "Are you going to record a podcast here live?" We're like, "We'd love to, but we have some expensive equipment that I don't necessarily want to travel with." But eventually, we're going to have to do something in person because actually, we're going to be in person again in December,
and we'll actually have a little bit more time on that trip too, as well.
Yeah.
So we might have to come up with an idea there to get us in the same shot, not in these little boxes, because it's always a special time
in the box.
Yeah, when we're actually together and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Let me out of here. Let me out of here.
Boom, boom, boom. I can look over at Billy. Hi, Billy.
Hey. Oh wait, you look the other way. You're looking look this way. There you go. Hey, it's like the Brady Bunch.
Billy.
We're the Brady Bunch.
Now you have to look at me though.
Am I looking the right way?
No, you're not.
Oh, you're the other way. Oh, wow. That's totally opposite. Okay.
That's why I went the wrong way first time too. I was like, oh, it's definitely.
So we've never
way,
okay.
We've never 50 episodes. We've never tried to figure this out yet. 50. So welcome.
Yes.
But anyhow, we had an amazing time in Curacao. You have any memories, anything you want to share about that one?
I thought what was so funny was, going up, they have a swim up bar.
Yeah.
And it's in the pool. It's the place to be, right? There's music playing, you're just getting that, that Caribbean vibe going, You go get your drinks and the question, and we've always done this, we've actually did our favorite cocktails, and we've done our favorite summer cocktails as well episodes. So go check those out. But, I had to introduce the lovely island of Curaçao to the Yellowhammer, an Alabama classic cocktail.
Yeah.
That kind of took off. One of the guys was like, "What is that drink?" And then he had it made. He goes, "Oh, I'm going to give this to my wife because I got plans later because they are dangerous." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, okay. I don't need to know about that.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, that became a pretty big hit around the bar. The Yellowhammer. Delicious. Oh, I could go for one right now. Just sit back and relax. But yeah. We also got to, tour this beautiful resort, which it was gorgeous. Had a great time. The food was great. They had different food trucks, which were really cool, like on property. They had different vibes, whether it was like a was it? Would you say like a Cuban kind of vibe on one of them? What was that kind of?
Yeah, it was like a Cuban one. And I think the other one was like Asian or Korean or
Yeah, they have a
something.
bail buns truck,
Yeah.
and then they have a
But
burger truck as well.
the one truck that we wanted to have there, they had literally just taken it out of service like the day
Yep.
before.
Yep, that's how it usually goes. And so they had took it out the day before we got there, and they got a brand new truck in, but they were setting it up, seasoning all the grills and getting it all
Yeah.
ready to. And of course, it opens the day after we leave. Just
So,
how,
I mean, don't get us wrong. We weren't lacking for food. There was
No.
plenty of food, amazing food
No.
there, but dang it, we wanted that American food on that stinking truck. Like, come on.
yes, yeah,
Give
but
us-
they had this like Vincent Van Gogh themed restaurant that was absolutely delicious. I think I had like the lamb chops that night, but they had a specialty cocktail. Oh, what was it called? It was the aphrodisiac is what it was called. And it was delicious. And I'm like, well, I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm drinking this all by myself here because my
Yeah,
wife didn't get to go. I'm just all alone. But
What did we say? You had the afro without the aphrodisiac?
that's right. That's right.
You couldn't bring it up. Something along those lines.
But yeah, Tim celebrated his 50th birthday, so they did a nice little song for him. But what was so funny is if you ever go to like an all-inclusive resort with Tim, just make sure you're not sitting at Tim's table. No matter where we go, it's like your table is always so slow to get your food,
Dude,
right?
I have the worst luck ever with being in lines waiting for food. And anything that would be common that everyone else could probably get through quickly, it's like never.
Going to
So don't
Walmart,
sit with me.
it's the wrong line.
Yeah. I mean, I have been in lines we call this like the Sawhook family curse because everybody in my family has the same problem. Like my dad, everyone, we just constantly get screwed. You'd be in the line and like, oh, we ran out of the ticker tape, the print receipts. Hold on, we have to go. Well, we have to get it all the way from the back. Oh, you know what? They're bringing it from another store, so it's going to be a while. Our guy will drop dead in front of you, or I'm not just kidding. But it's always the most random things we get caught up in. And that carries over to food lines, food tables, waiting. Yeah. I'm blessed, but I got some bad luck in some certain areas.
Oh man. But yeah, we were completely done with our meal before they even got their entrees.
Yeah, they were
Got
laughing
dessert
at us
done,
from another table.
Yeah, but we had to wait for them to come out and sing to you and stuff. But
And they legit put off like a serious firework in my
I thought the
cake
fire
or
alarms were
whatever that
going to
was.
go off. Yeah.
I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen it. Like a Sandals Resort. If you go to Mexico, they always do that for birthday celebrations. They come out with this like it's like about
Yeah. It's like a
I think
Roman
it's a
candle
candlestick probably, yeah,
looking
right?
thing. Yeah.
And it just shoots like fireworks out of it. And you're like, oh, that's different. I didn't expect that.
It's like a blowtorch. Yeah, for real.
It is like a blowtorch. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay.
So what is going on? But what else did we do? We went
The fun thing,
snorkeling.
we went
Yeah.
snorkeling. That was so much
Yes.
fun. We got the whole team to come with us.
Yes.
Some people were kind of scared to get out there on the boat, maybe because of motion sickness, things like that. But we got to go out and explore. Billy, you actually filmed the octopus, right?
Oh, I did. I was looking for a sea turtle. That was like I want to see a sea turtle. That is my goal. But unfortunately, no crushes out there. Nothing of that nature. But I did find a really cool octopus, and I was like, "Oh snap!" And so I chased him around, and he's like trying to camouflage himself, and then he goes in this little rock and stuff, and I'm like, I felt kind of bad that night at dinner ordering the octopus salad. It's like, it's your brother. I'm sorry. It's like, it's kind of weird.
I'm so sorry.
See you in your natural element here, and then
order some more calamari.
it's delicious, y'all.
Yeah, but I really feel like that was one of like the highlights because we were only there for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Because we did tours and everything, but besides hanging out in the pool and have a good time, that was really a thing because not everyone was on board at first, and then we got everybody on this boat. We went out. Most people got in the water. It was a blast. The water was refreshing. It wasn't freezing, and you could go out and have little time on your own. I think, what was the thing to the right of the boat? They're like, if you go over here, the whole bottom just drops out.
Yeah, it
Like,
was like
don't go there.
yeah, don't go there because that's where the whales swim, kind of thing. Like oh snap! It was like kind of creepy. It's just like he's like, yeah, it goes down like
Yeah.
500 feet right here, and then he just drops off into the ocean after that, and then we're also in this. There's this creepy looking building up in the distance,
Oh
and
yeah.
and we're like, what the heck is this building? And they're like, this was the quarantine building that when I guess back in the day, they put all the sick people on the island in this quarantine. Apparently, it's like
Yeah.
haunted. He's like, you could not get a Curaçaoian person. I don't even know what they're called.
Curaçaoians.
Yeah, you can't get them to go there, especially at night. There's no way because it's haunted. It was like,
Wow.
oh, it looked creepy.
Yeah, it did.
And then
Don't worry
there was
about
this,
us trying to go there. Yeah.
yeah, oh no. And then there was this huge like oil rig boat that was just there for maintenance, but it looked really cool. And especially at night, they lit it all up, and I was like, wow, that's kind of it's crazy when you get right next to it, like how big they actually are.
Yeah. Because
But
if you're looking at it from like a distance, like maybe on the beach or in the pool, it looks like it's like this big pyramid type thing on top of a mountain. It's really
Yeah.
you're seeing the top of the ship from a distance. It was pretty cool.
yeah, but they were like, well, they're not drilling here; they're just doing some kind of maintenance that they're parked there, on shore and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. It wasn't like a permanent fixture to that area, but yeah, we got to snorkel, make some fun videos. I had the camera out there and got to see an octopus, and yeah, it was. You spend time with everybody. The boat ride was kind of fun. It was short. It was only like a 5-minute boat ride just right around the corner, but
But
the
they
dude
made
was
the most
like,
of it.
oh yeah, man, he was zipping and zagging and having a good time, spraying on the girls in the back.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good time to get together. It's like Billy and I never see each other in the US. It's got to be in some other random country.
That's how it always is. Yeah.
It's exactly how it always is. Yeah. It's always a disaster. We can never do anything and be in the same place at the same time in the US. We have to go
Right.
out of the states rather.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. And so, but yeah, that was, I mean, it was a special time. And like I said, it was just like for 3 or 4 days, and then when you take traveling into account, you lose 2 of those days and stuff. But
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful island. It's a Dutch island. And so there's a lot of hybrid languages. Like it's a mixture of like Dutch and German and Spanish and like all these other things. Is really a unique kind of language that,
Yeah.
so if you knew a little bit of something, you could probably get around a little bit, but a lot of people spoke English, so we didn't run into any issues like getting around, thankfully.
No, it's all Dutch. Either figure it out or not. That's how it works. What do they say? It's all Dutch to me. No,
It's all Dutch to me. Yep. But yeah, Carousel, man, it was beautiful. It was a special time, a special trip. I was so glad to get to see y'all. But you, right, like almost immediately, I don't even know if you had time to go home and do laundry. You had
not really.
You had a pretty epic adventure right after that, right?
Yes.
In celebration of a pretty big thing in your life.
So I feel like, well, not because I feel like it's pretty much the truth. We pretty much were out of town the entire month of September, minus a few days, because the very beginning was Curaçao, and then we came home. We were here for like a day or 2, and then we left. And so for my 50th birthday, we talked about it for a long time. Like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? And it's hard to pick sometimes. Like, originally I said, let's go to Australia. I figured that'd be an amazing place to go for your 50th. But here's the thing. I am not huge on just doing excursions every single day and activities. I like to chill and relax. So I knew, like, if we're going to Australia, that's the whole point of going there, to go do excursions, explore, visit around, do all the things. I was like, I don't want to do that, Then I thought about cruises, and I was like, my favorite thing about going on cruises is the days at sea, because you don't have to get off the ship. You have nothing to do or nowhere to go, so you can kind of relax and do your thing. So I put Lesley on the job for me to look for something like that, and we ended up picking up a 15-night transatlantic cruise that we started in Port Canaveral, and ended up in Barcelona. And on that cruise, there was a 7-day stretch where it was just consecutive days at sea.
Yep.
And I love that itinerary. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. So when we came home, after we got packed up, pretty much we flew down to Florida and went out of Port Canaveral.
Mm-hmm.
We were on the Carnival Mardi Gras, which was one of our favorite ships. We had been on maybe like 3 or 4 other times.
Yeah.
I know people might think Carnival and be like people poop in bags and things like that. Yeah, that happened. But we always will pick the newer ships. Like Mardi Gras was new back in like 2021, and then I've had a couple sister ships since then. But I've been on a couple times, and we just really love all the food and the music and the entertainment and so forth and so on. So we picked that out. So we got on the cruise, and the first day was a day at sea. And the second day, though, we stopped at their private island, Celebration Key. And I tell you what, man, they rival Perfect Day at Cocoa Key.
Wow. That's
They
high
really
praise.
do. Yeah, they did an amazing job there with that island.
Mm-hmm.
So much thing. I mean, they don't have the biggest drop slide in the
Sure.
at sea, or not at sea, but on a private island like Royal does. But they have this massive, when I say massive, I mean massive pool that almost encompasses like half the island, where
Wow.
people can get on in different sections of the island, family friendly, things like that. But what Leslie did, so we could avoid children, no problem with kids. But anyhow, she booked us at this place. I think it was called Pearl Cove, if I have it right. If you don't follow my wife, check her out on TikTok at Lesley, LesleyETP.
Mm-hmm.
She does an amazing job on socials, but she kind of, documented the whole trip and the island and things like that. But Pearl Cove was this adult only place. They, you check in, and they have nice towels for you to wash your hands off, get you all clean before they escort you to your private seats. And they're like really lush and beautiful. And what they have there is this really big infinity pool that could just like right on the ocean.
Nice.
So, and they have a bar in the water. So we just sat in there and chilled and relaxed, had a great time. It was just such a good way like to kick off the cruise. It was a nice relaxed vibe. And then when you were ready, since you were in this area, you were treated to a restaurant that was just private for Pearl, and you went there and you got a 3-course meal. So we had like lobster and
come on now,
beautiful desserts and drinks and things like that. It was so good. And we just relaxed and had a good time there. And, after a while, we went back in the pool, hung out, and then we headed back to the ship to get on our journey for our transatlantic cruise. Now, if you know anything about going across the Atlantic Ocean, it could be a little rough. It can be a little crazy. So people are always weary, especially this time of year with hurricane season. Because I remember when we booked this, and as it got closer and closer, Leslie kept freaking me out. She's like, I hope everything's okay out there. I'm like, don't jinx it. It's fine.
She was trying to plant seeds because we had this conversation, and she's like, because there was a hurricane coming, and I think another hurricane coming, and I think they hit each other or something, and it dissipated or whatever. But there for a couple of days, it looked like it was going to go right up where y'all were going to be crossing. And she's like, I don't have the heart to tell him. she was trying to plant little seeds. She's like, we're all watching the weather, and then
I'm over here in La La Land. Nothing's gonna happen.
I don't have the heart to tell him.
Nothing's gonna happen. I'm just dancing around like the Dora Explorer song. But here's what I will tell you: from the first day we got on the ship to the last day where we ended up in Barcelona and stayed, I'll get to that. We had perfect weather every single day. Thank you, Lord, for that. I mean, it was good. The days at sea, the water just looked like glass. Perfect. Still, we couldn't have had better weather for a cruise, and all the land things we did as well. But like for that first, go ahead.
Oh, it was almost eerie, like how calm the seas were out, as far out as y'all were, because I saw Leslie's videos, and then also there was a few other like influencers on there that when you watch some videos, you get on that algorithm. So I was getting a lot of videos from y'all's actual cruise. And there was multiple videos of like, look at the sea, like look, it's just so calm and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, we were very happy about that. But the next day kicked off the 7 straight days at sea, and those days were perfection. So
good.
At first, I thought Leslie was going to get antsy because she likes doing excursions and getting off the ship and doing stuff. Or every time, even though she booked it like 6 years ago, when the day comes, I'm like, oh, we're getting off the ship. She's like, I've told you this 1,000 times. Yes, I already paid for this. We're getting off the ship. And it's always like, meet down at 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God. If anyone knows me, I hate getting up early,
Yep.
especially on
Yep.
vacation.
Yep.
But and I thought she'd get a little antsy on that, but she actually didn't. She kind of bought into the whole 7 days and just absolutely loved it. And those 7 days were filled, like everywhere we'd go, we'd always have a deck of cards. We play cards all the time and chill. Carnival's great about having multiple venues of live music going on at the same time, but very talented bands and singers and couples. So there was always that going on day and night. You know, we had amazing dinners. I ate at the steak place like 2 or 3 times, and we had hibachi a couple nights, and we went to the seafood place. We tried to go actually one time to the dining room, and it was a horrible experience. So we actually just got up and left because we felt like we were never going to be served because, you know, my luck.
Yep.
So we just got up and left, and we're like, take us off dining. We're just going to do my time dining. Like, if we want to come back here, we will.
Yeah.
And they have another place on there called Chabang, where it's a fusion between Chinese food and Mexican food.
Oh.
So you got like 2 menus split down on the menu, and one half's all the Chinese and Mexican food. I mean, Chinese food, the other one's all the Mexican food. So you can get a little bit of both. And the cool thing about that is it's free the first time. And the second time, it only costs you $8 a person.
Okay.
I mean, and you can get so much amazing food. Same thing with their Italian restaurant. They have an amazing Italian restaurant. First time, it's free. Second time you go back, it's only $8. So, and it's great food. So, some of my other favorite places is Shaq's Chicken. Shaq's Big Chicken on the back of the ship.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's funny. I sent this picture to Billy. They have this big tall cutout like against the wall of Shaq, and you can kind of like stand there next to him. He's kind of like pointing down. And I sent the picture to Billy, and he said, "What'd you say? It popped up on your watch?" And you
on my
were like,
watch, and I was like, "Holy, what the?" Because it didn't look like a cutout on my watch, like, you know. And I just kind of glanced down. I was like, "What? Checks on that cruise? What?"
It's like you don't know already, Billy's obsessed with Shaquille O'Neal.
My lifelong dream to get to meet Shaq one day.
You're like,
so
dang it, Tim. But this is another free thing they have on the food. Or I'd say free. It's part of your cruise fare, but you can go there as many times as you want. And it's just basically like amazing, like chicken sandwiches, chicken tenders, fries, all that kind of stuff. They have breakfast there, so you can eat there. And they have, one of my favorite places though is Guy's Burger.
Yeah,
Guy's Burgers on there. And they have the most amazing melted cheeseburgers with these seasoned fries and all the toppings you could ever think of, especially if you like it spicy, Billy, which I know you do.
Yep, I do.
They had all that available to you, and they have like a burrito place, kind of like a Chipotle, that's available to you. They have pizza pretty much like 24 hours a day available to you. I mean,
oh man,
the food is just off the hook. So much amazing food, great room service. The only thing with room service is that you do have to pay for it, though.
Oh, boo. Yeah. You get spoiled with Disney with it being included.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, you have to pay for it. And they had movies in your room, but some are free, some you had to pay for. So, yeah. And then the amazing bars. We had the drink package, which entitles you up to 15 drinks per person a day. And I'm happy to tell you, we never made that mark, even combined. I would say we definitely drank more on the first 3 days.
Usually how it goes. Yep. They know that.
We're like, oh, we're going to slow it down a little bit because we were dragging a bit.
I'm not as young as I used to be.
But one of the things, too, as far as like sleep goes, so when we were heading into Spain and Barcelona is 6 hours ahead of us. So every single night they had you turn your clock forward an hour. So by the time you got there, you're caught up. But imagine losing an hour of sleep every single night.
Yeah.
You start to get a little loopy and tired. So what happened is each day you'd end up sleeping till like 11:30 or noon, and like half your day's gone. And the funny thing is you'd go out and everybody would look like really tired, and they kept calling it the time zone flu. People were saying,
oh,
sure. Like the time zone, like, because imagine, you know, when you spring forward and fall back, how much that one day affects you. Doing it 6 days in a row, it started to wear on you. I figured that was probably the only little downside was that.
Sure.
But the sleeping, you just slept longer and longer and longer. And so it was always the thing. We woke up. It's like, what time is it? It's 10:30. Oh my God, where's breakfast? We can get breakfast. So 10 minutes left. Put your clothes on. Let's get out the door.
Run. Yep. Don't even brush your teeth. Just go.
Yeah, don't brush your teeth. Be nasty. Get out there.
Yeah.
Head up to the buffet. One of our other favorite places to eat on there is, Emerald. Bam. Emerald. They have a place called Emerald's Bistro on there, and they serve nothing but New Orleans type style food. So think about great jambalaya and
come on now.
gumbo and po' boy sandwiches, and the stuff's cooked fresh. It's not like a buffet. Like this is something you do have to pay for, by the way.
Yeah.
And we would eat there for breakfast. We'd eat there for dinner once. We'd eat there for lunch. And what we always got at the very end to wrap it up, Billy, what would you think?
For dessert?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let me think. What would be a good Emerald inspired dessert?
Just think New Orleans.
Just New Orleans. Oh, beignets.
Yes.
Is it beignets?
Yes. They'd come out with hot, fresh, powdered stuff, beignets, not stuff, but covered with this amazing chocolate dipping sauce. And we had that a few different times. I mean, I hope I'm getting hungry talking about all this.
I have not.
Back out.
I haven't even had breakfast today. Like,
I had a protein shake, and I currently have a protein bar in front of me because I'm desperate to eat something. But
gosh,
nothing as good as that.
Oh man, I'm so hungry. Great.
And they also have a place in the back, and it's also Guy Fieri's. It's called Guy's Pig and Anchor. And back there, they have this beautiful, huge bar full of like the best bourbons, by the way. Like,
come on,
on a ship. And they also have a huge seating area over to the left, full of like leather chairs and stuff where they play sports. So they had a lot of soccer on, and NFL they would play. But the thing with NFL is you'd have to wait till 7 p.m. at night to watch the 1 o'clock games.
Exactly.
Which is kind of crazy. But what they also have is they have an outdoor buffet for lunch. Nothing but barbecue. You got pulled pork, you got brisket, ribs, chicken, mac and cheese, greens, like sausage. And you could have that for free as much as you want over lunch. And at night, it was also free, but it was a sit-down thing where you ordered off a menu. And a lot of the same kind of things, but a little bit better because it's kind of made to order. It wasn't just sitting on a buffet.
Sure.
And they had that available for dinner as well. So, I mean, the dinner options, the food options, and I think I'm missing a couple. I don't even know, but it was absolutely fantastic that way.
Oh, dude.
And then, anything about me when I get on a cruise, I love going to the casino. I love playing in the casino. Now, am I good? Do I have great luck? No, I do not. I do not have good luck. And so what Luke and I discovered last New Year's cruise we went on, the New Princess cruise ship, and we started because we like to play Buffalo on the casino. There's all these different versions of Buffalo, and that's a big thing on this at casinos. And but we'd burn through our money like here, let's spend $100 at casino each. I mean, you burn through like $70 like instantly,
like
win nothing,
and
we'd always be screwed. So we started playing roulette. And in Princess, all it is $1 chips. So you could sit there for a long time, have fun with it. I mean, everything's up to luck, right? But you feel like you have a little more control with roulette about what numbers you're picking.
Yeah.
With the hot numbers and all kind of stuff like that. So my goal was like, that's it. I'm doing nothing but playing roulette. I love it. Got to have it. And so for my birthday, a lot of people in my family gave me Carnival gift cards to load on my account. So I had like $300 or $400 in Carnival gift cards just to play in the casino.
Yeah.
Well, what I found out is you apply those to your account, and you can't use those in the casino for money, like at the roulette.
Right.
table.
I was about to ask. Yeah.
So cash is king there. They want you to play cash, but if you want to charge something to your room, they charge you 3% of what you're taking out every single time. I was like, what? I was so mad. So I didn't play roulette again for the rest of the time.
Dude.
I didn't want to charge 3% every single time I wanted to use some of the money I had.
Right.
So we ended up playing a lot of the slot machine Buffalo. And there's a lot of times where I'd won decently and then I'd lose and won.
Oh, yeah.
I did not leave up by any chance, but I did walk away with a $50 chip that I cashed in at the very end. that made me feel like I was winning, like I was
That
a
you're
champion.
oh, nice, yeah.
And Leslie's
Yep.
like, "Look at our bill. You are not a champion."
You're not
I was like, I know, I'm sorry. But so that was a big part of something we do every night after dinner. We'd pop in there for a little bit, play some spins, get defeated, and leave. Or I'd
Mhm.
stay up for a little bit, and then I'd still leave. I'm not a good person at a casino because I don't go out like, oh, I just made $150. I'm walking away. I'm like, oh, I can play that for the next couple hours.
Right, yeah.
Lose it. Then let's talk about the entertainment on the ship. They had
Okay.
so many fun shows at night, some original things that they came up with. Their staff talent is just amazing. What they have available for the singing and the skills. They had a Broadway one. They had a thing for it was called something rock, and it was like all '60s rock kind of thing. But they also have Deal or No Deal on the ship,
Oh, nice.
like the actual licensed Deal or No Deal game. It's done with like scratch off tickets you buy, but you watch live and they have somebody come up on the stage and play the game. And they also have Family Feud, like the legit Family Feud set. And so that was fun to do at night. And what's cool is like I think it's the very first night they start auditions. Like you have to put together a team and then
Huh.
you have to go. So you could go like during the day and watch the teams audition to see who
Uh-huh.
would make it for the show that night.
Mhm.
So that was fun. I think whether we saw a ton of, like I said at the beginning, lots of live music. We would just sit there, get a drink at night, play some cards, listen to some live music. They had tons of comedians, and these are not Disney comedians. These are adult
Oh, yeah.
oriented comedians, which makes it a little bit funnier because you're so used to like the Disney comedians where like
Yeah, clean
they
cut,
won't
yeah.
cross a certain line, you know,
Yep,
even though they want to, but they're like, I can't because Disney
yep.
will fire me.
Mhm.
So we had tons of fun with comedians. And I'm telling you what, those 7 days were just magic. Absolutely magic. I loved it. And then we slowly started to get into Spain. We had our first stop was in Tenerife in the Canary Islands. And we had a excursion. It was a beach day excursion.
Yep.
And I tell you what, even Leslie, she's the one who loves beaches. I could take him or leave him like on a beach excursion, but you know, we gotta get a little give and take. And
Right.
I think she would even say the same thing. It was kind of a pretty lame excursion. It was an overcast day, and the place that they had us go was just okay, and it was
Right.
kind of pretty around there. But I don't know if anybody saw the video of me dancing on the beach in Spain.
Yes. Uh-huh. I
So
did see
we
that.
heard this loud music down the beach because it stretched for a while, and we're like, "What is going on over there?" And we got closer, and there was 3 ladies on land who were teaching an aquatic like class for a bunch of older ladies, any ladies, but it was a bunch of older ladies in the water. And you know, if no one knows, I am a fitness instructor, and I was missing being around my teaching. So I just went up behind the ladies and started doing my own dance moves for
Yep.
everybody else. Girls had no idea I was behind them, but I was like having my own fun, getting in there and having a good time. But so that was a pretty good day. That was a pretty good day. And then we got back
Good.
on the ship. Then there was another day at sea, and then we stopped at another place called Cadiz. And the reason I could always remember it because the joke always said to Leslie was Cadiz nuts.
That's the
And
first thing I was almost just said that. That's the first thing that you might just if you replay my face when you say that, you could see it in my eyes like
so I was like, "Yeah, we're going to Cadiz nuts," and she's like, "Please don't say that anymore." Um,
yeah.
that's always made me laugh, so I remember it. But what happened was that we had a excursion scheduled for that day and also our next stop.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of convinced her. I'm like, "Let's just not do an excursion. Let's just get out like we did in Greece and just walk around." Like that was our favorite times we ever did was exploring the city and kind of getting lost in these beautiful little streets. And so that's what we did in Cadiz. We walked around. We did a little tour of one of the really beautiful, beautiful cathedrals that have been around
Oh,
since like the
come on.
1800s. Like
Yeah.
it's just unreal. I can share some of those pictures of that. I think Leslie did already as well. And then we would just walk around. We'd find a little cafe, have some lunch, walk around, get some snacks, do a little shopping. I think we walked around for like 5 hours and just checked out everything we possibly could, enjoyed it. And it was a great day, beautiful weather again. Then we had one more day at sea, and then we stopped at our final stop before we were getting off the ship the next 2 days after. And that was in a place called Malaga, like
Uh-huh.
Malaga. In Malaga, we turned out was a place of big and many riches. This place was full of massive yachts, like lining the waterway. Every store was like very, very high-end stores that you would see in the US and
Oh,
anywhere in the
wow.
world. The streets were almost made of like the beautiful marbly tile. I mean, absolutely beautiful. What was going on actually that day? Um, San Diego Comic-Con was actually there in Malaga. It was starting that day, and there was signs everywhere for Comic-Con. We started to see a little people dressed up here and there, getting ready to go for like the opening stuff that night. I wish we
Yeah.
could have gone. In that place, we did a little tour on a horse and buggy. They took us around the city. They showed us where they had the fighting of the bulls, which
Oh,
Leslie
wow.
absolutely hates because they killed the bull.
Sure.
Sorry if you don't know that. But yeah, so she was not too thrilled with that. But we did. We had to walk around there. Same thing. So we got to walk around. It was absolutely gorgeous. We had great food, again, great weather, amazing shopping. Then we got back on the ship and we had our final day at sea before we arrived in Barcelona. This, and I'll tell you this at the end, I'm going to say it now, and I'll say it one more time. This literally was the best vacation that either of us had ever been on in our lives.
Oh, wow.
The best. Not only because of the ship and the locations we went to, but it was us, just the two of us.
Yep.
We didn't have to worry about our family or kids and stuff. But even when we travel with them, we have a good time. But we didn't have to worry about anybody else. It wasn't a business trip where we're with all of our agents and stuff where
Right.
you're mingling. It was just us. So we had so much good, bonding time together, alone time, and we just got to do what we wanted to do and just take it at our own pace.
Yeah.
And it was just absolutely fantastic. And as we are, oh, okay, sorry. I thought it wasn't recording for a second there.
Oh, snap.
Where's the clock? Where's the clock? Okay, sorry about that. Then we ended up in Barcelona, where we spent 4 more days there before we head home. And that was the first time we've ever been immersed at a location, because we've been in Rome before, but that was on a cruise. We've been in Greece before, but that's on a cruise. Like, so we never ever like spent the night and got immersed in the culture and
Right.
the city. So every day was a good walking 5, 6, 7 hours around Barcelona. We checked out every corner that we could make it to walking, because it's a big walking city, right? There's plenty of taxis and things, but we'd walk forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
And so Barcelona, what was our favorite thing was everywhere you go was shops of like beautiful prosciutto, fresh cheeses, olives, amazing baguettes of bread that you could tear apart and eat. And that was one of our highlights. As a matter of fact, one of our dinners one night was we bought all that stuff and we came back and had our own little dinner on the bed.
Oh,
We had tons of meat and cheeses and olives and bread, and it was so amazing. But we did have 2 excursions. One day we did a food tour, and that food tour took us through old Barcelona, Old Town. And in Old Town, we started out this bakery, and then what they showed us out front was like this big square, like brass plaque in the ground. And if you know about Barcelona, what happened in 1993 in Barcelona, Billy?
93. The what now?
Think of the Dream Team.
Oh, the
NBA.
Olympics. Yeah, the Olympics.
The Olympics came to Barcelona, yeah. And so what they were telling us was Barcelona was always a good town, but it had its downfalls. It was dirty in certain places. Certain beaches were really rocky and gross and stuff like that. But when all this money started coming in, they really went to town and making this place, spruced it up. I mean, the beach is beautiful, the city beautiful, the things they built. But what they did was anybody who had been in business in 1993, had been in business there for over 100 years, had these amazing plaques out front. So it was a way for you to know when you're walking around the city that this place has been here for over 100 years.
Oh, wow.
And so we were trying these pastries that they've been making for 100 years, these candies they've been making for 100 years. And then as they walked us around Old Town, you find other different merchants that had those squares. So you'd always want to stop in and say, oh my, what does this place have to offer?
Yeah.
So even when the food tour was over, we went around and saw these different plaques, and we're like, okay, we need to check this place out. We need to check this place out. One of the coolest things we did on the tour is we went to one of turned to be many fresh markets, farmers markets. I mean,
man.
These markets were jam packed. You go to one section, nothing but fresh meats. And like when I say fresh prosciutto, so if you know prosciutto comes off the leg, and they they cure it and stuff, and they would have 5 or 6 legs lined up and show you the age, and they would slice it off fresh for you right there.
Yes.
Right, I mean, blow you away. Then they'd have all these amazing fresh stalls of seafood and fish, and then fruit piled up, strawberries covered in Nutella chocolate, and bananas and watermelon, and then meat places, and it would just go on and on. So we found that on the food tour. So the next day, I think was our last day in Barcelona. So we did our own tour of Old Town, and then we went back and we found this massive market. And we went there and got food, and we went to all the different shops that had the 100-year plaques on them to see what they were like, and we would buy an item for them. And it was just so much amazing history there. I'm a big history person, and it just makes you realize how young America is, right? I mean, when you go to Europe and these things have been around since the 1500s, and unreal things to be seen everywhere you go. The only thing that was crazy for me is I don't like cigarette smoke, and everybody smokes in Barcelona.
Yeah.
In Europe, I think, just in general. So you kind of just got to deal with it because everywhere you go, everybody was smoking. Yeah, not great, but we made the best of it. And then we also went and saw like the biggest church in Spain. I forget the name of it. It was something Familia. I forget.
Yeah, you would know it if you saw a picture of it. Were they doing construction on it? Did they have like scalpels up of it?
They did, because they were still
working on it.
They had been working on this thing since
forever,
1600s. And they were supposed to actually finish it. It's supposed to be finished next year, finally. But of course, it's not. They have something else they're adding on, and they'll probably continue to add on to it. And they're basing it. The things that they're making now, it's still all based on the blueprints of the original architect. Things that he wanted done that he didn't get a chance to have done. And so they're following still his notes and his drawings, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, the cathedral is a whole other conversation. We can talk about some other part of a podcast. The thing that blows you away the most is the craftsmanship, and you're such awe of like how they did the things they did, these carvings and the woodwork and the stonework. And you go in these churches and the beautiful tapestries everywhere, the massive pipes for these organs that they have inside these cathedrals, and the stained glass, and so much goes on, and I'm not Catholic, but you still could sit there and feel God. You could take
absolutely.
You can take a moment and just sit there and just feel like these. I mean, because what they're doing, they were always just celebrating God's glory in every possible way, and recognizing all the saints and all the things. So each place we'd go to, we would just sit down for a minute and just kind of be quiet and just kind of take it in for what it was. And that was really cool as well. But we had an amazing time in Barcelona. Matter of fact, we met up with one of our agents.
I saw
Anna,
that.
who happened to be there for one day before she got on a cruise there in Europe. So kind of funny. Again, we meet all our agents never anywhere else except for out of the country.
Right.
And so that was kind of cool. But I could go on and on about our time there. It was just amazing shopping, walking around, spending time together, having drinks, and just enjoying some of the best food and the freshest food ever.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting. And the food tour they talked about, it's one of the last thing I was going to say before I wrap up here, is they talk about how they eat their menu during the day. And so it's so much more healthy when you think about it. So when they get up in the morning, everybody always has like a pastry and maybe an espresso, and that's pretty much it. Then a little bit later at work, they'll have a break and they'll have like another pastry and maybe another espresso. And then they have the biggest meal of their day, and they go out on these long lunches.
Yeah.
And they'll have an appetizer, an espresso, a full meal, a dessert. And a lot of them, they drink alcohol too at lunch. Like, he said according to their jobs, but everywhere we saw, people were drinking beer and everything like that. And then they don't eat again until about 9 o'clock at night. That's their dinner, but their dinner is nothing. It's basically maybe they'll split a chicken breast with their family or have a small salad, and that's it. So it does it smart because, in America, our biggest meal is dinner typically, and we eat these big meals before we settle in for the night, and they do it completely opposite there. Right. So, which makes it little bit smarter. You're like, yeah, you just have this light meal at night, and you're not sleeping on a big old meal trying to
Yep.
process all that.
Yep. Exactly.
But yeah, it was literally the best trip that we've ever been on. Not just because of the location, we've been in a lot of beautiful places in this world, but it was my birthday trip. The whole entire month was my birthday trip. So celebrating it, thanking God for the 50 years that I've had here on this planet and the things I've got to see with these eyes, I'm very grateful and thankful for. And just our time together bonding and this relaxation and everything else was just really nothing we've experienced before. We still did work on the ship because we had our laptops and stuff, but not as much as home. So we still had a lot of downtime and just time to relax. And I'll never forget this trip ever. We're actually planning our next transatlantic trip for next year to go back and do it again.
There you go.
Got Lesley hooked on those long days at sea. I never thought I'd see the day, man.
Wow.
But, I know that was a long recap, but there's just so much more to share. And let me see if I can get some pictures together to give Billy for the show notes to put out there. Maybe a few images of the thing, and we can share that.
Yeah, man. And I will say, you did something on this trip that I never thought you would ever do. I don't know if they were pigeons or what, but you know how you go through a lot of places like Spain and in Italy and stuff, and there's birds everywhere. Well, if you don't know, Tim is terrified of birds. Like,
amen.
Terrified
I hate
of birds. This dude, Lesley recorded it, walking through these hundreds of pigeons on the side on the wall.
I was like, I got to do it, but they were like flying around you. That's another thing in Barcelona. There are pigeons everywhere.
I'm proud of you.
Many, and they're so fat. Thank you. And like, you'll be walking and they're like fly right by your face. You're like, oh my god,
oh my gosh, oh man.
Billy, what's the line from Guardians when they're touching Thor's body and they're like, this is a man? They're talking about what do they say to Star-Lord? Like, you're a guy, but this is a man.
You're a boy or something. What was it? Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Drax saying that line, but he's like, and this is a man. I used that line there because I was walking and there was a guy coming like the opposite way and a bird flew by his face. I'm talking about almost touched his nose. The dude didn't flinch. He didn't blink. He didn't move. He just kept walking. And I told Lesley, I said, that's a man. That's a man. And so the rest of the trip was like, anytime they fly by me, I tried not to do it. I couldn't flinch. I was like, I'm just not that guy. And I kept thinking about Guardians in that line. I'm like, that's a man. So,
you're not wired that way.
I couldn't, man. The birds were freaking me out everywhere they went. So.
Man.
But amazing trip. So wonderful. Like I said, biggest thing, I just like to give thanks, for the opportunity. And
that's awesome, dude. I'm glad y'all had a great time. That was, y'all been on so many different trips, and to say that was your favorite, that's awesome.
It is. It's saying a lot. Like I said,
it is.
My eyes have been blessed to see a lot of beautiful places and go to cool places and see great things. So
yeah,
for this to be the topper, it really meant a lot.
Awesome, dude.
So that is my tea that you're caught up on. Like everything else, there's really been not much since then. So besides that, I told you about the Steelers earlier. But Billy he's going to share something that he's been plotting and thinking about and talking about. He's talked about the raw idea to me for a long time.
Yeah.
I've heard about this. And Billy, I can't wait. I've talked to Billy on the phone so many times. Like, Billy, I just want to talk to you about so many different aspects of this. I can't wait. But we're always like, save it for the podcast. Save it for the podcast.
Yep.
So I'm going to take a breather and have a drink, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy.
Okay. Well, you don't have to leave right now if you're family. I'll give you a warning before we get to this point.
Okay.
So we were supposed to go to Disneyland in October, and that trip got moved. And so Michelle had already taken off, and we had a week off, of her vacation, because she has to plan so far in advance, like with patients,
practice,
and moving things around. And so when she has, she already had that time off, and so we were thinking about, like, where should we go? What's something we've never done before? and I've never been, and she has never been to Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And so, I mean, we've flown through the airport. And that's it. That doesn't count. We've never experienced Las Vegas. Now, I grew up on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and if you know anything about like Biloxi and Gulfport, casinos are not new to me. Like that, since I was a kid, I remember going to the Lady Luck Casino and watching the big dragon fire show that they would have, like an animatronic dragon, or my sister working at the Beau Rivage, which is like, owned by, I guess, the Bellagio, the MGM, or whoever owns that. It's the real fancy casino, or the Hard Rock. We grew up going. I had my bachelor party at the Hard Rock. My boy Trey threw that for me. Shout out to Trey. Awesome bachelor party.
Go Trey.
Yeah, and so so casinos. I have access to casinos, and so Vegas also offers a lot of other things other than casinos that we were really interested in. And when I get to the thing, I saw basically what I saw a TikTok like 2 years ago, a certain TikTok. And I had jokingly asked my wife if we could do this particular thing. And she said, yeah, and which caught me off guard. And so that's kind of what planted the seeds to go to Vegas years ago. And so we had this time and we're like, let's go to Vegas. We'll celebrate my weight loss. Because that was kind of like the whole thing is, now that, I've lost over 140 pounds, I can do a lot more things than, I can actually walk around, which is nice, stuff like that.
Can I interject really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
You told me something, or you told our listeners something a long time ago on a podcast, that if you lost a certain amount of weight, you were going to go to Vegas and go to this certain restaurant and weigh in.
Yes.
Can you tell me what that was and tell me if you guys did that or not?
We did. We went by it. I did not weigh in because I'm not quite there yet.
Okay.
It's the Heart Attack Cafe, and I want to be in the 200s when I do it. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
But that's still on the list of things to do.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah, because it's basically it's this restaurant you go to. It's on Fremont Street. And they have a scale outside. And if you weigh over 350 pounds, you get to eat there for free. Like you go in and it's like these ridiculous burgers and they spank you if you don't eat all your food. And you have to wear little gowns. And it's like, so if you're over 350 pounds, you get to eat there. And so I always said that, I want to be able to step on the scale and not be able to eat there for free, even though I won't be eating there. Which I can do. I'm past that goal. I started this whole thing at 465 pounds. And so I'm way past where I have to pay if I wanted to eat there. That goal is locked in and set, but I want to be able to when I want to go, I want to stand on the scale and be in the twos. So that's
got it.
So, but we did go by there and so I know where it's at and everything like that. And stuff like that. And so when I do that, I'm going to also do the zip line that goes down the middle of Fremont Street.
Fremont, yeah.
Yeah. And so those are the two things that are still waiting. But since she had those time off and since I've lost so much weight, we did decide, and this other thing that let's go spend a few days in Vegas. Now, I didn't realize when I was booking this that I had booked our arrival date to be on Saturday. Saturday in October, is when, Bama plays, right? So we're flying and thankfully like Southwest has where you can watch live TV for free. And I was able to watch the Vanderbilt game. We're playing the Vanderbilt. And so I'm watching the game on my phone and it's, we landed in Vegas and there's about 3 or 4 minutes left in the football game, and which could be 15, 20 minutes of real time, with all the timeouts and the commercials and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, hey, we're not in any rush right now. We're landed. We've checked all our bags. We don't have to like get any bags or anything like that. And we didn't check our bags. I mean, we had carry-ons and stuff. And so I was like, can we just wait for everybody to get off the plane and I can continue watching this game? So we're watching the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, we hear people start freaking out on the plane as they're exiting. And then we hear they come over the intercom. Are there any medical doctors or nurses
Oh
on the flight?
no.
Like half the flight's already off. We have an unresponsive person on the plane. And then we hear people like the people are like, we need oxygen mask. We need like all this, like the flight attendants and stuff. They're like, and
Yeah.
so, Michelle's a doctor. And so of course she has to get up and she's like, I'm a doctor. And she goes up to him and she goes, where's this person? And they're like, where's the person at? Where's the person at? Like, we're looking all over. I don't know if somebody had just said something to like a front flight attendant and it had gotten its way back, like Simon Says, or, like the telephone game or whatever.
Oh, telephone. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
by the time like somebody's like dead in their seat or whatever, gets to where we're at towards the back, because we're waiting and stuff. And there was actually, thankfully, no person, but she was there ready to go, in case, I don't know what she would do, but,
So what happened to the person?
there was no person. And it's like, oh, I guess in this situation, it's the best case
Oh, okay.
scenario. It just, I guess somebody was asleep and didn't wake up, and somebody might have mentioned it to like the flight attendant, and they thought, oh my God, somebody's dead in the seat or whatever. And so it made it way back, So that kind of started off, and I'm sitting there watching the football. I mean, I'm concerned, and I'm like watching her as well. But the football game's going on, and then we have like 2 minutes left, and we get off the plane. And so I'm like, hold on a second. We just have to sit right here. I can't go. I need to finish this game so I could focus completely on the vacation, because it's coming down to the wire. It's a lot closer than I want it to be. We pull it out. We're good to go. All right. So then we get a taxi.
Okay.
Because the Uber line is ridiculous at the airport. And the
Oh, it
taxis,
is.
taxis, you kind of wake up, you could just walk right up. There's a line of taxis ready to go. And they have everything, like the hotel sections, already standardized. And so you know what you're paying before you go, which is nice.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
so, yep, go hop in a taxi, and we're staying at the Aria Resort, which is kind of like this Asian themed. It's super, super fancy and nice. And we go, and I'm getting out of the taxi, right? And I don't realize that it is a you kind of like where you pull up, you kind of, when you pull up to a hotel and you kind of get your bags out kind of section. I don't realize it's like almost like an active road right where we're parked. We're parked, like there's one lane in between where we're parked and where you kind of walk in. I didn't realize that was a lane for open traffic. And I literally almost get ran over by a yellow taxi cab within 15 seconds of getting out of the cab. Like the taxi driver basically had to grab my arm and pull me back. And then that taxi thing just was flying by. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even realize we were in the road. I thought we were like just kind of like on the edge there. And I'm like, oh my God, that would have set this whole vacation off. You
posted something online with Elf.
From Elf, yellow ones don't stop.
Yeah, him hopping around. And then like Michelle puts in the comments, yeah, you literally almost died. I was like, what? Billy almost died? Come on, man. You just got there.
Oh, we have things to do. But yeah, we check in and we tell them, hey, this is our first time in Vegas. And she goes, oh, that's awesome. And she goes, you were on the 3rd floor. You're now on the 50th floor. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. So that's nice. We have this beautiful room. It's got a nice view of the mountains in Vegas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we're on the 50th floor, which technically is the 40th floor there. But they, like in Chinese culture, they don't, like 4 is an unlucky number. So they don't have a 40th like section like for the 40s, which we come to find out because it would skip from 39 to 50. I'm like, what the heck?
That's
just like that. Yeah. But we come to find out after a little Google search, they don't have any, 40s. But yep, the 50th floor, we have our view and stuff. And that night we get an Uber, and we heard about this little Mediterranean, Moroccan restaurant.
Yeah.
That somebody told us about that they loved. I think it was Michelle's like nail technician or whatever. And she said it was like some of the best food she had in Vegas or whatever. And so it's in this little strip mall and it's been there for like over 40 years.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we went there and had like it was like a 7-course meal, and like there's loud music and there's belly dancers, and it's super fun and such a like a fun atmosphere, and the food was phenomenal. Like they had the steak dish and then they had this chicken dish, and by the time the chicken dish came out, I'm like, I'm stuffed, and they're like, yeah, nobody can ever eat it. It's like one of their best dishes. Everybody's so full by the time that comes out. And oh my gosh, it was called Marrakesh, and it was delicious and super fun. We got had a reservation for that, and so yeah,
Nice.
so we go and eat, and then we call it a night. Um, the next day, we go to this place called Area 15. Um, when we were in Denver, we
Mhm.
went to this really cool galactic. I don't even know how to really describe it. It's not like it's like an interactive storyline, galactic, weird art museum like type
Mm.
thing called Meow Wolf. It was phenomenal. We loved it. Like we went along. It's so weird. There's like weird aliens and all these lights and different things and
Yeah.
stuff. And so we did it in Denver, and they had a Meow Wolf at this Area 15. So the way that they set this up is they set it up with they have so many different kinds of really cool activities. And so we got basically the ticket. They gave us 2 days access to all the things. Certain things you can only do one time, but they had a Meow Wolf. And so we went and did Meow Wolf. And it was like you start off in this kind of weird grocery store where everything's just not like what it seems. And then like you can
Mhm.
open the drink machine, the door, like where if you were to grab like a Coke or whatever, and it's a secret passage way to where all the weird alien stuff is, and you kind of go through
Oh,
the
wow.
storyline. Yeah, it is. And there's like so many different kind of like secret doors and different things, and like this whole
Yeah.
story that you kind of go through. And we just absolutely love that. We did that. They also had a John Wick experience. It was
Oh,
basically,
really?
it was kind of like a mixture of like a huge escape room with actors and storylines that you kind of go from room to room and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's like you start off in the Constantinople like bar, and it looks exactly like the Vegas. I mean, not the Vegas, but the New York one, like in the movie
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And we had some bourbon cocktails that were like we had an old fashioned
There we go.
and a pineapple bourbon drink that both were phenomenal.
Wait, did you say pineapple bourbon?
Yeah, it had pineapple mixed with a certain bourbon. I'm trying to think if I took a picture of what all was in it, but we ordered both and we just shared them both because they said it was their 2 most popular ones.
Was it
And
Jim Beam pineapple?
no,
Because
it
they have all
wasn't
these
the
flavor
bourbon
things.
itself. The bourbon, I think it was the Angel.
Angel's Envy?
Yes, yes, it was
Okay.
that bourbon, but it had mixtures of pineapple like juice and
Oh,
stuff in
okay.
it.
I see.
Um,
I see.
on that particular one. The other one was like your classic old fashioned that they do their little twist on, which you would have really liked.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, but it was some of the best drinks that we had in Vegas at that. But then we went through the whole storyline of John Wick, and there's this one part like you're playing craps and you're playing roulette and all these other things, and then you go and
That's fun.
they're going through like how you order your guns or whatever, and he's going through the
Yeah.
menu kind of like John Wick does, and then you go through like this. They have like this shooting room, like they have like it's almost like VR, but you don't. It's all like you
Yeah.
have guns, and you kind of like at a shooting range, and you're shooting like these bad guys for practice or whatever. And then they have like this epic end scene where like you're getting attacked, and the doors kind of close, and you can kind of see John Wick kind of like shadows of him, like Keanu Reeves, like fighting all the bad guys,
Oh.
and then like they're shooting at you, and you're having to run through this. Then you feel the gun, like the airs, like tuk, 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 like as you're running and stuff like
Oh,
that.
really?
It was intense. Michelle's never seen a single John Wick movie.
Oh.
I've seen them all, but she
Yeah.
loved it. I think that was actually her favorite thing we did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we did like all this kind of
That's
stuff.
saying a lot.
Yeah, and they had like so yeah, John Wick experience I highly recommend. They have the Universal horror house there, kind of like they have in the parks. They have a
Yeah.
Vegas version there. That's part of Area 15. She won't go close to that, so we didn't do that. But we did like they have a lot of trippy kind of like different sections that we kind of do, and like they have like this one of those rooms that have like projections that light up the whole room. You can kind of step on the floor, and it's like you're walking on the moon. We kind of did that kind of stuff, and they had some really cool VR things that you can act like you're flying. You're laying down on this like flying machine, and it's really cool. So we did all of the Area 15 things over 2 days. Um, Highly recommend if you go to Vegas.
Yeah.
It's super cool. Go
That
check
sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. But we did that. We also went and saw where Pawn Stars is filmed, like their
Oh
Pawn
yeah.
Store. So we went and we Ubered out there and got to go experience that where they film. I don't think they film anymore, but where they filmed that, and it's so
Did you
much
see anybody
smaller.
from the show in there?
No, and kind of talking to the employees, they're never there. He's like, I've seen them one time. It's kind of, he's like, when they film, they usually come early in the morning and do it before people like they're open, like to the
Oh, so they
public or
don't see the
whatever.
people from Pawn Stars in there
No,
anymore.
no, and so yeah, he's like, I might have seen them, but we bought a magnet and got to look around, and they had this really cool like Star Wars poster that was basically signed by everybody, but they wanted like what was it like 65 grand or it might have been 200 grand. I don't know. It's a big difference, but it was a lot. It was like unrealistic.
Those are still big numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, it's not realistic. But it was kind of cool to be like, oh, there's James Earl Jones and there's Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford right there. Kind of things like that. Just kind of see their signatures on this original poster. And so we did that. Trying to think what else. Oh, the best meal that we had in all of Vegas was called Blackout.
Oh.
And what this restaurant is, it's a vegan restaurant. It's a vegan restaurant. I didn't know that going into it. It's one of the restaurants where you eat in complete dark. Like it is, you cannot see anything.
Yeah, I've heard about this one.
The servers have night vision goggles that serve you. And so every once in a while, you'll see them kind of walk by with like a little, like a little charging light that's on their little visors. You can kind of see that. That's basically the only thing you can see. And so we got the wine flight that pairs with the 7-course meal. And they would come in and they would kind of describe how you need to eat it. And they would make sure you have your wine, your water. And thankfully, we're up against the wall. The food was phenomenal. I won't say what it was because, it's a whole, they don't want to spoil it for anybody that might want to do it. But they do change seasonally, but they just started this one menu. But if you would have told me after eating that it was vegan and I didn't know it beforehand, I would have never known.
Oh, really? Okay.
It tasted like I was having meat and chicken and all this other stuff. The food was fantastic.
That's so cool.
And it was just a really, really neat experience. We also ate at Hell's Kitchen, which that was like our last dinner of the whole trip, and I was super excited because I'm such a big Gordon Ramsay fan, and like I love Hell's Kitchen and watching Hell's Kitchen. I will say it was kind of a letdown, to be honest. The food was great.
Oh, really?
It was good. It's so expensive. It's kind of like How I Met Your Mother. You have like with this girl, this is chart like for a girl. If she's this crazy, she has to be this hot to make it.
Balance it out. Yeah.
Balance out, basically. And I kind of put that towards, you're this expensive. And so the food needs to be like way up here, to kind of balance it out. And, I've always wanted to try his beef Wellington, which was delicious. It was delicious. And I wanted to try the lobster risotto, but, and if he would have saw the lobster risotto and like what they charge, like $30 for the appetizer of it or whatever, they didn't clean the poop chute out of the middle of the lobster, which he would have freaked out if he would have known. So I had to clean it, and it kind of just makes you kind of lose, your appetite a little bit, which was really disappointing, but it's so expensive. And I know it's kind of like, it's at Caesar's Palace. It's right there on the strip. And so it's kind of like a really sought after restaurant. But to be honest, it was kind of, the beef Wellington was phenomenal. And I'm glad we got to actually try that. But, the overall experience was a 7 out of 10, and
Mm.
you're expecting it to be 11.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Anything with Gordon Ramsay's
Yeah.
fingers on it.
And I feel like if he was there that night, he would have, not been super happy.
He's been ripping some people a couple new ones here
Yeah,
and there.
yeah. So those were the big things that we ate. Now comes the time of the episode where, if you are listening and you're a family member, this is the time to sign off. And also, if you have small children, listen. Hey, why don't we just go ahead and hit that pause for, later, and come back and listen to it later when they're not around.
All right.
Okay,
I'm dialed
so-
in now. I'm putting my glasses
Okay,
back on.
so we
I
have
can
got
be
that.
focused then.
We have that. You are now signed off. You're not listening to the words. I have warned you. I also say this, what I'm going to say, Michelle has given me permission to share this. I didn't think she would. Actually, I didn't even think she would let me, we would be able to do this whole thing when I first brought it up to her. But I kind of made the comment before on a past episode where I'm like, oh, we're going to Vegas and we're going to do this one thing where I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm like, but I'm very excited about it. And I guess the way I said it, you'd asked me about it. And you said it kind of sounded like it was a sexual thing. And I was like, oh, it is.
I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. He's like, I think Leslie had said something like, what is this thing that, and I told you what it was. Well, okay. Take you back to TikTok 2 years ago.
All right.
I'm scrolling through TikTok and I see this service that they offer in Las Vegas. You know what they usually say, what stays in Vegas or what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but not here on this podcast. Since I have permission, I'm going to share.
This is a very private thing. So obviously we're going to share it on the podcast.
Yeah, we're going to share it on the podcast. So, so I see this, this TikTok for this company called Love Cloud. Okay. And what this service provides is a way for you to legally join the Mile High Club in a private plane that is set up just to join this elite club. Because let's be honest, like this last time when I was flying, I had to pee. So I get in the bathroom and I'm like hunched over and I'm like, how would anybody sneak in to join and want to in this airport bathroom and see how would they fit? Like I can't even hardly pee, I'm like hunched over, just it's so small.
I thought the same thing before. Yeah.
But you always kind of daydream about joining the Mile High Club, right?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And so I found out that they had the service. And so I go up to Michelle and I was like, hey, babe, when I get to, the certain weight because, throughout this weight loss journey, I've always set goals and rewards. When I hit certain things, I get to do different rewards. And I was like, when I hit this certain weight, can we go do this? I just did it. I thought she would be like, heck no, I ain't going to do that. No. She's like, oh yeah, sure. And I'm like, what? Oh my gosh, does this really happen? Is this real life right now?
Did you record it? Like you said this, you said this.
She's like, yeah, sure. We could do that. And so when we decided to go on Vegas, I was like, we can book that. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. And so, yep. And so I went to the Love Cloud website and booked us a private plane. It's just me, her, and of course the pilot that is separated. You might be asking questions, and here's what it is. It's a small plane.
Wait. Go back a second. You said you booked a private plane. Are there ones that are not private?
Well, I don't think that. They have an option for one of their bigger planes that you can have 3 people back there.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So they
we just needed the two people in the back. We need the pilot in his cockpit or whatever.
Got it. I was just making sure.
But they have, we were on the smaller plane out of their, I guess they have a couple of planes, but yeah, you can do 3 people on the bigger plane. We didn't need that.
Keep that quote.
Yeah. So the cockpit he has a curtain up that, and he has soundproof, very important, soundproof, headphones that has all of it. They talk, that he talks to the people, but he can't hear anything. He lets you try them on beforehand. So you can hear that he can't hear anything that's happening in the back or whatever.
Wait, but you said it's only separated by a curtain?
It's only separated by the curtain.
Okay.
And so that's something you might have to get over.
Yeah,
he's not
yeah.
he's not gonna risk. He's got something special going on here. He's not gonna risk anything to take a peek of
Yeah.
anything. Nor would you want to, because some of the angles would be kind of weird. But I say all that. Yeah. So he puts the curtain up,
Yeah.
and then we take off. And he said, "Okay, when these lights go off, it's your time." And so the floor is a bed. Okay.
Okay.
So the floor of the plane is this bed that's got these red sheets and like heart pillow and like,
Mm-hmm. So
um,
I'm asking questions that I think people might be thinking. I'm
sure.
just gonna interject if that's okay.
Yeah,
Unless
absolutely.
you want me to wait to the end.
No,
But
go for it.
were you worried about cleanliness ahead of time, and how clean did it look to you?
Oh, it was super clean. It's just like a hotel on a plane, basically. Yeah, that's something like if you go to their frequently asked questions, because Michelle was like, if I catch chlamydia on this plane, I'm gonna be pissed. like you ask questions, like they take cleaning super seriously. They actually had the person that comes in and strips everything down. Like he was waiting for us to land before he cleaned everything and changed everything over for the next whatever the next flight was. Yeah, there's a nice bed. Now I will say it is very cold. The pilot opened the plane up and he's unplug the air. He's telling the guy unplug. He's like, it is cold in there. And I was like, it is cold. So just be if you ever want to do that, just be prepared. It's because it's a small plane and they have these like two tubes that kind of like push in the air like right behind your head.
Okay.
And so yeah, it is pretty cold. And then you can hook up a Bluetooth speaker and play whatever music you want to play. We started off, we had a limo pick us up at the hotel, and they had a bottle of champagne there waiting for us. They had a thing of flowers for Michelle and a thing of chocolates. It was really sweet. And then it was about a 40-minute drive from our hotel to the airport. So it was perfect. So we got our money's worth out of the limousine. We got to ride it down the strip in a limo.
Nice.
Yeah, it was super, super nice and stuff like that. And then, we did that. And we get there and there's a red carpet leading up to the plane. And he takes our pictures like beforehand in front of the plane and stuff like that. So we have our little couples pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you open up and it's like, it's a small plane. And so they have like this on top of the bed, because you have to climb over the bed to get to the seats. And they have like a little rug that kind of, because everybody has to climb over it basically. And so you don't mess up the bed or whatever. And then he takes the rug with him before he puts the curtain up and stuff like that. But yeah, once the lights flash off, you can book a 30-minute, 45-minute, and an hour session. Okay. So those are your options. I was like, I was told you have to include like take off and take like your 30 minutes is just like from touchdown to, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's stressful.
Pressure.
Yeah, that's stressful. And the whole thing, I will say the whole thing is a lot of pressure too, because you pay a lot of money to do this. And so in the back of your mind, the whole time you're thinking, oh my gosh, he's like, when the lights flash, that's when you need to be like getting back in your seats. And so the whole time I'm thinking, oh God, please don't let these lights start flashing right at this moment, Yeah. And so that's going through my mind. I will say that. But yeah, the flights, the lights go off, and we did it like at 5 o'clock. And so it's starting to get dark and the moon is like huge and it's right in between the mountains, like as we're taking off, and it's like
beautiful.
Gorgeous. And so we're getting the whole sunset kind of like thing. And he's flying over the strip and he's flying over the mountains and stuff like that. And so we have our time, and I can say officially that I and Michelle, we are members of the Mile High Club. We even have this certificate signed by Captain Tony B himself, who started this company of, all the things. And so, yep, we are now official lifetime members of the Mile High Club, courtesy of Love Cloud over Las Vegas.
And I need to say, if you're only listening, you got to come here and watch so you can see he did show up his certificate and his membership to the Mile High Club.
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen.
if you're on the YouTube, you can absolutely see that. And if you're not, just go over there if you want to see what it looks like. Yeah, we signed afterwards. We signed it, dated it, and we were official. Bucket list check, legal check. Shared on the podcast check.
Check. Everybody in your family check.
Hopefully you heeded the warning, and if not, then just keep it to yourself. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and so Vegas was such a fun little trip. We also went and saw Caw, the Circus du Soleil, which was amazing. We don't really gamble a lot. We play like $100, and then, like Michelle played 20 of it and literally lost it in 2 seconds. She's done. She's like, this isn't fun for me. And so we didn't go for the gambling. If I knew how to play other things, I probably would have more fun. But I'm just too intimidated to like go do blackjack or, I don't know how to do that without looking like a noob, because I am a noob with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great to kind of see all the places that you've seen on the movies. And, they always say, don't ever trust what you think is close in Las Vegas, because what you might think is a 5-minute walk, because it looks like it's right there, ends up being like a 4-mile walk with all the stairs and all this stuff. And you're like hating your life.
So the stairs. Yeah.
We Ubered everywhere. And I will say Las Vegas is expensive. We spent some money on some like Ubers, and they said like it's like kind of gotten like ridiculous. I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to because this is our first trip, but I know what my wallet said, and it was
help me.
Yeah, we had a great time, and like I said, we were able to do the bucket list thing for me. I'm very thankful for my wife for indulging me in that, because it is kind of an awkward thing if you think about it, knowing that there's a pilot between a curtain. It's completely like latched in, but he's like literally right there. And you know what they say, when the plane goes a rocking, don't come a knocking, right?
Or you're gonna die. I usually say that too.
Turbulence.
When the planes are rocking, put on your seatbelt.
Yeah, there's turbulence and it's a clear night.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh, but yeah.
Now, what Billy didn't say is that the company Love Cloud does have a special coupon code, LoveCloud/all the everything, and you get 10% off in 5 extra minutes.
5 extra minutes. That would be funny. Sponsor us, Love Cloud. Sponsor us.
Reach out to Captain Tony.
He was like, Captain Tony. He was like, I would love a Google review but we respect your privacy, so we understand. But well, here we are on the podcast saying, hey, I 100% recommend it.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. So many. I'll ask you other questions later, but no, I'm not that big of a perv. But I just wanted to hear your. Let's see. What can we say here? Well, yep. I'll ask you these questions later.
Like, self-editing. Yep.
Yeah. Nope. Okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
It was fun.
It sounds like a great trip overall. But
yep.
Bucket list in it.
Yep.
There you go.
Done and done. Yep. But
maybe we can get like a.
Oh gosh, he wants to say it. Say it. Go ahead and say it. If it's
maybe we can get a discount code and we can get like the big plane and get a lot of people on there together.
No.
Who wants to go on a bucket list trip? Put it on your travel page. I'm selling a package. Bring your friends. Bring your family.
Oh, now I will say this. I planned this trip to the T. I was really impressed with my, this is what I do for a living, as well as like, being a travel agent and all. I will say everything I timed out perfectly, like from start to finish of the whole trip. And I was I was telling Michelle, I was like, you know what? I'm really good at this. It's not like I've been doing it for 10 years or whatever.
Yeah, you're still surprising yourself.
Yep. It's
I
like,
can
wow,
actually plan a trip.
everything went off without a hitch. So,
Well, you know, there's a lot of people out there who probably want to join the Mile High Club, like have thought about it. Like seriously, have probably thought about it. And now they like, all right, you kind of broke the ice for them a little bit, give them a
Yeah.
little bit of ideas.
and here's a way to do it without getting arrested.
Being arrested. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Well, this was a great episode today. This is a long one, guys. You're gonna hear a long episode from us, but we wanted to catch you up on everything's been going on, and I couldn't wait to hear Billy's story. It just made me laugh so much, and share everything that we've been doing, and just being back in the studio again together with Billy has been great. And I hope you guys love this episode. It was a lot of fun. So thanks for bringing it home with a little bit of laughter and
You're welcome.
leaving things to the imagination. We appreciate that as well.
Yep.
Oh, well, Billy, if they want to know how they can also do the Mile High Club, and maybe leave some comments if anybody else has ever done it, they know someone who's done anything like that, or all those things, where can they connect with us and hear all about that info from you?
Okay, you could go on over to the Facebook at All the Everything Podcast. Now, when you leave a comment, just put like LMC. Don't write it out, because there are other people in my family that might see that and be like, be cool. Don't get me caught.
Be cool.
Be cool.
Because now you're inside the circle of trust.
Yes.
You don't want to be on the outside. You want to stay within the circle.
Yep. But if you want to go over to TikTok, All the Everything Podcasts as well, or the Instagram, same thing. We're on all the socials. Yeah. And if you wouldn't mind, just go hit that download button on Apple Podcast or Spotify. Leave us a 5-star written review on Apple Podcast, or a 5-star. Hit those 5 stars on Spotify. We would love it. We would love it.
Yeah.
Huge.
We're really trying to get our reviews up by a lot. It's something we've been talking about for a long time. I feel like we've kind of hit a wall. I'm not sure as to why, but we're branching out, and we have a couple ideas of things to do. Because we really do, and we're thankful to you, our listeners. We really are. You know, we know we get a lot of downloads every week, and we have a lot of you out there. We're trying to build the community a little bit stronger, especially coming up on our 1-year anniversary. And do bigger and better things for you guys. So anyhow, I would just love to thank you guys so much for joining us today for another amazing episode of All the Everything Podcast. Please join the Mile High Club, and also have an amazing week. Take care, guys.
Bye, y'all.